On a distant planet, far from Earth, there was a beautiful land filled with colorful plants and strange creatures. This planet was called Zelara. It had tall mountains, wide rivers, and bright skies that changed colors with the setting sun. In this amazing place lived a tribe of strong and brave Amazon girls. They were known for their height, strength, and fierce spirits. The Amazon girls had a rich culture. They wore clothes made from the softest animal hides, decorated with colorful feathers and beads. Their long hair flowed like silk, often braided with flowers from the forest. They were skilled hunters and warriors, using bows and arrows to catch their food. Every day, they practiced fighting to stay strong and ready for any danger. These girls lived in a village made of huts made from wood and leaves. Their homes were scattered near a sparkling lake, where they often gathered to drink and share stories. The villagers worked together to grow crops and care for the land, living in harmony with nature. They believed in protecting their home and each other. The Amazon girls had never seen a man. They had heard stories from their elders about strange creatures from faraway lands, but they never imagined they would meet one. Their world was full of mysteries, and they felt safe within their tribe, proud of their skills and strength. One day, while the girls were practicing their archery near the lake, a loud noise broke the calm of the morning. It was a deep rumbling sound that shook the ground beneath their feet. They looked at each other, confused and a little scared. What could it be? The girls quickly grabbed their bows and arrows, ready to defend their home. Curious, they moved closer to the sound, following it through the trees. As they approached, they saw something strange in the sky. A shiny object was falling fast, leaving a trail of smoke behind it. The girls had never seen anything like it. Their hearts raced with excitement and fear. What could this be? The object landed with a loud crash in a clearing, sending dust and debris flying everywhere. The girls hid behind the trees, peeking out to get a better look. They were unsure if it was a friend or a foe. The thick smoke began to clear, revealing a strange metal shape. It was unlike anything they had seen in their lives. Slowly, the hatch of the metal object opened, and a figure stepped out. It was a human soldier. He wore a dark uniform and a helmet that covered most of his head. He looked around, looking just as surprised to be on Zelara as the girls were to see him. The soldier was tall and fit, but he seemed lost in this new world. The Amazon girls whispered among themselves, their hearts pounding with both fear and curiosity. "Who is he?" one asked. "Is he dangerous?" Another replied. They had always been taught to be cautious of strangers, especially those who looked so different from them. The soldier took a deep breath, trying to calm himself. He had come to this planet on a mission to explore and gather information. He had trained for this moment, but now he felt small and alone in this vast, unfamiliar land. He wanted to make a good first impression. Seeing the girls watching him from behind the trees, he decided to take a step forward. Raising his hands, he hoped they would understand that he meant no harm. He smiled, trying to show that he was friendly. But the girls were unsure. They had never seen a human before, and their instincts told them to be careful. The brave Amazon girl, named Lyra, felt a surge of courage. She stepped slightly forward, wanting to know more. "What is he?" she thought. Her heart raced as she looked at the soldier. She was both scared and curious. The soldier noticed her and took another step, hoping to connect. "Hello," he said, his voice echoing in the silence. He knew they might not understand his language, but he wanted to try. He pointed to himself and then waved, hoping to show that he was friendly. The soldier felt a strange mix of excitement and fear. The Amazon girls watched closely, their eyes wide. They had never seen a creature like him before. They whispered among themselves, trying to decide what to do next. Lyra felt a deep urge to approach the soldier. Something about him seemed different from their fears. As the sun began to rise higher in the sky, casting warm light over the scene, the soldier and the Amazon girl stood frozen in time, each trying to understand the other. Little did they know that this moment would change their worlds forever. This was just the beginning of their story. The meeting of the soldier and the Amazon girls would lead to new friendships, discoveries, and adventures beyond their wildest dreams. The arrival. The sun rose higher in the sky, shining brightly over the strange planet of Zelara. The vibrant colors of the landscape glowed in the light, making everything look magical. The tall trees danced gently in the breeze, and the air was filled with the sounds of chirping birds and rustling leaves. It was a beautiful day, but the arrival of the human soldier had changed everything. The soldier stood outside his metal ship, feeling both nervous and excited. He had traveled far from Earth, leaving behind everything he knew. His mission was to explore new worlds and meet new beings, but he never imagined it would be like this. He looked around, taking in the sights and sounds of this unknown land. It was more beautiful than he had ever dreamed, yet it felt so strange. As he stepped away from his ship, he noticed the Amazon girls still watching him from a distance. They were tall and strong, with bows and arrows ready. The soldier felt a mix of awe and fear. He had heard stories about powerful alien beings, but seeing them in person was different. They looked fierce and confident, unlike anyone he had ever met. The girls whispered among themselves, their eyes fixed on the soldier. They had never seen a man before, and he looked very different from them. His clothes were made of strange materials, and he carried objects they did not understand. The soldier sensed their curiosity and tried to appear friendly, but he could see the tension in their bodies. Taking a deep breath, he decided to approach them slowly. He raised his hands again, showing that he meant no harm. "I come in peace," he called out, hoping they would understand. The soldier's voice echoed through the clearing, and the girls flinched at the sound. They were not used to hearing such noises. Lyra, the brave Amazon girl, stepped forward. She felt a strong pull to understand this stranger. With each step she took, her heart raced. "What is he?" she wondered. "Is he really here to harm us?" The other girls watched her closely, unsure if they should follow. As Lyra got closer, she noticed the soldier's face. He looked tired but kind. His eyes were filled with wonder as he gazed at the colorful world around him. She could see that he was just as curious about them as they were about him. This made her feel a little safer. Suddenly, a loud crash sounded from the trees nearby. The girls turned, ready to fight, but it was just a branch falling. The soldier, startled, took a step back. Both sides were on edge, not knowing what would happen next. The tension hung in the air like a thick fog. "Stay calm," Lyra whispered to her friends. She turned her attention back to the soldier. "We must find out who he is." Taking a deep breath, she called out, "Who are you?" The soldier's heart raced at the sound of her voice. "I am a soldier from Earth," he replied, trying to make his words clear. "I came here to explore and learn." He pointed to himself, then to the sky, hoping they would understand. The Amazon girls exchanged glances. They had never heard of Earth. It sounded like a faraway place, filled with wonders they could only imagine. Lyra stepped closer again, her bravery shining through her uncertainty. "What do you want from us?" she asked, her voice firm. "I want to make friends," the soldier replied, his tone sincere. "I do not want to fight. I just want to learn about your people." He felt a wave of hope wash over him. If he could connect with them, maybe they could help each other. The girls looked at each other, unsure of what to do. They had always been taught to protect their land and their tribe, but something in the soldier's eyes made Lyra feel different. He seemed genuine, not a threat. Slowly, she lowered her bow, signaling to her friends that it was okay. One of the other girls, named Mira, whispered, "Maybe he can teach us something." The other girls nodded, still cautious but willing to listen. They had always been curious about the world beyond their own. The soldier felt a sense of relief wash over him as he saw the girls begin to lower their weapons. He smiled, hoping to ease their fears. "Can you show me your village?" he asked. "I want to learn about you and your ways." Lyra hesitated but then nodded. "Follow us," she said, motioning for the soldier to come closer. As they walked together, he felt a mixture of excitement and nervousness. He had never imagined he would be walking beside powerful Amazon warriors. The journey to the village was filled with awe and wonder. The soldier marveled at the beauty of Zelara, noticing the vibrant colors and the strange creatures that moved through the trees. He felt a sense of adventure stirring within him. When they arrived at the village, the soldier was amazed. The huts were made of wood and leaves, and the entire place was alive with activity. The Amazon girls greeted him with curious smiles, some still unsure but willing to give him a chance. As the soldier looked around, he realized he was witnessing something special. This was not just an alien culture. It was a world filled with life, laughter, and strength. He had come to explore, but he felt that he was about to embark on a journey of friendship and discovery. Little did he know, this was only the beginning. The meeting of the soldier and the Amazon girls would lead to adventures beyond their wildest dreams, changing their lives forever. The first encounter. The sun began to set over the beautiful land of Zelara, painting the sky in shades of orange and pink. The warm light made the trees glow and the flowers sparkle. The soldier felt a mix of excitement and nerves as he stood in the village surrounded by the Amazon girls. Today was a new beginning for him, but he still felt like an outsider. Lyra, the brave Amazon girl, walked beside him. She led him through the village, proudly showing him their way of life. Other girls watched with curiosity, their bows and arrows resting on their backs. Some whispered to each other, still unsure about the soldier. They had never seen anyone like him before. "Here is where we gather for stories," Lyra said, pointing to a large circle made of smooth stones. "Every evening, we sit here to share tales of our ancestors and adventures." The soldier nodded, fascinated. He loved stories, and he felt he had many to share as well. As they continued walking, the soldier noticed the Amazon girls working together, cooking food over an open fire. The smell of roasted meats and fresh vegetables filled the air, making his stomach growl. "What are you cooking?" he asked, his eyes wide with curiosity. "It is a feast to celebrate the day," one of the girls replied. "We will have meat, fruits, and our special bread." The soldier felt his mouth water at the thought. He had missed good food during his travels. Suddenly, a loud voice broke through the pleasant sounds of the village. A tall Amazon girl stepped forward. She had long, dark hair and a serious expression. "Lyra, why have you brought this stranger here?" she demanded, looking at the soldier with suspicion. "Her name is Kayla," Lyra whispered to the soldier, feeling nervous. "She is our leader." The soldier felt a wave of anxiety wash over him. He wanted to make a good impression, but he could see that Kayla did not trust him. "I come in peace," the soldier said, raising his hands again. "I am not here to harm anyone. I just want to learn about your people." He hoped his words would reach Kayla's heart. Kayla narrowed her eyes, studying him closely. "How can we trust you?" she asked. "You are a man, and men are not welcome here." Her voice was firm, but there was a hint of curiosity in her tone. "I understand your fear," the soldier replied, trying to stay calm. "But I am different. I want to share my knowledge and learn from you too." He thought about the technology and stories he had brought from Earth. Perhaps he could help them in ways they could not imagine. Kayla crossed her arms and stared at him. "Prove it," she said. "Show us what you can do." The soldier felt his heart race. He knew this was his chance to show them he meant no harm. "Okay," he said, taking a step back to give himself space. He reached into his pocket and pulled out a small device, a simple gadget that could light up with a press of a button. The Amazon girls watched him with wide eyes, unsure of what to expect. The soldier pressed the button, and a bright light burst forth. It illuminated the clearing, making the trees and huts shine. The girls gasped in surprise, stepping back in awe. They had never seen anything like it before. Kayla's expression softened slightly. "What is this magic?" she asked, her curiosity getting the better of her. "This is not magic," The soldier explained. It is technology. It helps us see in the dark. He turned off the light and placed the device back in his pocket. I can show you more if you want. I have tools that can help with farming, building, and even healing. Lyra's eyes sparkled with excitement. We would love to learn, she exclaimed, looking at Kayla for approval. This could help us grow stronger as a tribe. Kayla hesitated but then nodded slowly. Fine, but we will keep our distance. You are still a stranger. The soldier felt a mix of relief and gratitude. This was a chance to prove himself to them. As the feast began, the soldier sat with the Amazon girls around the fire. They shared stories of their lives, their traditions, and their dreams. The soldier listened intently, fascinated by their tales of bravery and adventure. He told them about Earth, its challenges, and the strength of its people. The girls listened with wide eyes, amazed at the differences between their worlds. They laughed together, sharing food and experiences. For the first time, the soldier felt a sense of belonging. He realized that despite their differences, they all shared a common desire for friendship and understanding. As the night grew darker, the stars began to twinkle in the sky above. The soldier looked up in awe. The stars shone brighter here than he had ever seen before. He felt a sense of wonder and hope. This new world held many possibilities, and he was excited to explore them with the Amazon girls. Little did he know, the true adventure was just beginning. As they sat together, sharing laughter and stories, the soldier felt that he was not just a visitor, but part of something much bigger. The bond between them was starting to form, and he knew that they would face challenges together. Misunderstandings. The sun rose over Zelara, casting a warm glow on the village. The soldier woke up early, filled with excitement for the day ahead. Last night's feast had been wonderful, and he felt closer to the Amazon girls. They had shared stories and laughter, and he was eager to learn more about their way of life. As he stepped outside his hut, he noticed the girls practicing their skills. They were shooting arrows at targets made from soft wood, their movements graceful and powerful. The soldier watched in awe. Each girl had a unique style, and they all looked like true warriors. He admired their strength and agility, feeling inspired to join them. "Can I try?" he called out, his voice filled with enthusiasm. The girls paused and turned to look at him, surprise written on their faces. They had never seen a man shoot a bow, and they exchanged glances, unsure of how to respond. Kayla, the tribe's leader, stepped forward. "You want to use our weapons?" she asked, her voice cautious. "Do you know how to shoot?" The soldier nodded, remembering the training he had received back on Earth. He had practiced many times, and he felt confident. "I can show you," he replied. "I learned from the best." The girls whispered among themselves, intrigued but still skeptical. They had always relied on their own skills, and were unsure about trusting a stranger. Kayla looked at the soldier, then back at the other girls. "Fine," she said slowly, "but be careful. We do not want any accidents." The soldier smiled, grateful for the chance to prove himself. As he stepped forward, he picked up a bow and a few arrows. The girls watched him closely, their expressions serious. He took a deep breath and aimed at the target. With a smooth motion, he released the arrow. It flew through the air and hit the target, a perfect shot. The girls gasped, their eyes wide with surprise. "Impressive," Kayla said, her tone softening. The soldier felt a rush of pride, but he knew he had to be careful. He wanted to earn their trust, but misunderstandings could still happen. Excited by the moment, he turned to the girls. "Who wants to try?" he asked, eager to share the experience. The girls looked at each other, unsure. They had never let a man join their training before. Kayla stepped forward again. "We can show you our skills," she said, "but you must promise not to make fun of us." The soldier nodded, understanding the importance of respect. "Of course, I admire your skills," he replied sincerely. One by one, the girls took their turns. They showed him their techniques, hitting the targets with precision. The soldier cheered for them, amazed at how talented they were. As the sun climbed higher in the sky, the atmosphere became lighter, filled with laughter and joy. But as they trained, an unexpected event unfolded. A loud roar echoed from the nearby forest, shaking the ground beneath their feet. The soldier and the girls froze, their hearts pounding. What could it be? The roar grew louder, and the soldier felt a rush of fear. "Stay back," he shouted instinctively, raising his bow. The girls looked at him, their expressions a mix of confusion and alarm. They had always been the protectors of their land, and his sudden command caught them off guard. Kayla frowned, stepping closer. "We can handle ourselves," she said firmly, her warrior spirit rising. "We do not need a man to protect us." The soldier realized his mistake. He didn't mean to offend them. He just wanted to keep everyone safe. "I didn't mean it like that," he explained quickly. "I just thought it would be better to be cautious. We don't know what's out there." The girls exchanged glances, their uncertainty returning. They had always fought for their safety and were used to defending their home. Suddenly, the bushes parted, and a massive creature emerged from the trees. It was covered in thick fur, with sharp teeth and piercing eyes. The soldier's heart raced. He quickly aimed his bow at the creature, ready to protect the girls. But before he could shoot, the Amazon girls sprang into action. They moved with grace and confidence, surrounding the soldier and the creature. With their bows drawn and arrows ready, they prepared to defend their home. The soldier watched in awe as they worked together, displaying teamwork and skill. "Wait," he shouted, lowering his bow. "Let's see if it's dangerous first." The girls hesitated but then listened to him. They lowered their weapons slightly, their eyes focused on the creature. It growled but did not attack. As they observed the beast, it seemed confused rather than aggressive. Slowly, it backed away, realizing it was outnumbered. The soldier felt a wave of relief wash over him. "See," he said, turning to the girls. "It didn't want to fight." Kayla nodded, her expression softening. "Perhaps we misjudged your intentions," she admitted. "But you must understand, we are used to protecting ourselves." The soldier smiled, appreciating her honesty. "Thank you for trusting me," he replied. "I want to learn how to work together. I know we can be stronger as friends." The girls nodded, and the tension began to fade. They realized that misunderstandings could happen, but they could overcome them through communication and trust. As the day continued, the soldier and the Amazon girls spent time talking and training together. They shared their skills and stories, learning more about each other. Each moment brought them closer, and they began to see each other as allies. The soldier knew that this was just the beginning of their journey together. He felt grateful for the chance to learn from the Amazon girls and hoped to earn their trust completely. As the sun set behind the mountains, they all felt a sense of hope and friendship, ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. Building trust. The next morning in the village of Zelara was bright and clear. The sun shone through the trees, casting playful shadows on the ground. The soldier woke up early, feeling a new sense of hope. After yesterday's adventures, he knew he needed to earn the trust of the Amazon girls, especially Kayla. He was determined to show them that he was a friend, not a foe. As he stepped outside his hut, he noticed the girls gathered near the fire, preparing breakfast. The smell of cooked roots and fruits filled the air, making his stomach rumble. He approached them, his heart racing with anticipation. "Good morning," he called out, trying to sound cheerful. The girls looked up and smiled, but their expressions still held a hint of caution. Kayla was the first to speak. "Morning. Are you ready for another day of training?" "Yes, I'm excited," the soldier replied, trying to hide his nerves. He knew that this day would be crucial for building their trust. After breakfast, they decided to focus on teamwork. The soldier suggested a series of exercises that would require both his skills and the girls' strengths. "Let's work together to build something," he proposed. The girls exchanged curious glances. They had never built anything with a man before. "What do you want to build?" Kayla asked, crossing her arms. "I think we should make a new shelter," the soldier explained. "It can be a place for us to gather and share stories." The girls seemed intrigued by the idea. They nodded, eager to learn about the soldier's skills. They walked to a clearing nearby, where tall trees surrounded them. The soldier explained the basics of building a structure. He showed them how to gather materials: strong branches, leaves, and vines. The girls listened closely, their faces filled with interest. As they began working together, the soldier felt a sense of joy. He showed them how to tie the branches securely, using knots he had learned back on Earth. The girls were quick learners, catching on to his methods. They laughed and joked as they worked, the atmosphere becoming lighter with each passing moment. Kayla watched the soldier carefully. She saw how he treated the girls with respect and kindness. He didn't just bark orders. He encouraged them and celebrated their successes. Slowly, she felt her guard begin to drop. After a few hours of hard work, they had built a sturdy shelter. It was not just a structure. It was a symbol of their growing friendship. The soldier stepped back to admire their work. "This looks amazing. We did it together," he exclaimed, his eyes shining with pride. The girls cheered, feeling a sense of accomplishment. Kayla approached the soldier, a small smile on her face. "You are not like other men we have known," she admitted. "You truly want to help us." The soldier felt a rush of happiness at her words. "I just want to be part of your community," he replied sincerely. "I believe we can learn from each other." The girls nodded, beginning to see him as one of their own. That evening, they gathered in the new shelter for another storytelling session. The soldier shared tales from his life on Earth, describing the beauty of his home and the challenges he faced. The Amazon girls listened with rapt attention, their eyes wide with wonder. As he spoke, he noticed Kayla leaning forward, completely engaged. "And we have a special celebration on Earth called a festival," he said, his voice filled with excitement. "People come together to dance, eat, and share joy. It's a time of friendship." The girls were fascinated. "Do you dance?" one of them asked, her eyes sparkling. "Yes, and I would love to learn your dances too," the soldier replied enthusiastically. They all laughed, and the atmosphere grew warm and welcoming. After sharing stories, Kayla stood up. "It's our turn to show you our dances," she announced. The girls formed a circle, and Kayla began to demonstrate the movements, her body flowing gracefully. The soldier watched in awe, admiring her strength and beauty. One by one, the other girls joined in, showing their unique styles. The soldier felt a surge of excitement. "Can I join you?" he asked, feeling a bit shy. The girls giggled but nodded, inviting him into the circle. At first, he stumbled through the movements, his limbs awkward compared to the girls' grace. But the Amazon girls cheered him on, encouraging him with laughter and smiles. He felt a sense of belonging wash over him, and he danced with all his heart. As the night wore on, the bonds between them grew stronger. The soldier realized that trust was not built in a day. It required patience, understanding, and shared experiences. He felt grateful for the girls' acceptance and kindness. As the stars twinkled above, the soldier knew they were creating something beautiful together. They were not just two different groups. They were becoming a team. He had come to Zelara seeking adventure, but he found friendship instead. The soldier felt a sense of pride as he watched the girls dance, their laughter echoing through the night. He knew there would still be challenges ahead, but he was ready to face them with the Amazon girls by his side. With each passing day, they were building trust, breaking down walls, and learning from each other. The journey had just begun, and together they would explore the wonders of Zelara and the strength of their newfound friendship. Cultural exchange. The next day in Zelara was bright and full of promise. The soldier woke up early, excited about what lay ahead. After building trust with the Amazon girls, he wanted to learn more about their culture and share his own in return. He believed that understanding each other would make their friendship even stronger. As he stepped outside, he saw Kayla and Lyra preparing for the day. They were gathering herbs and plants near the river. The soldier approached them, his heart racing with enthusiasm. "Good morning. Can I help you with that?" he asked. Kayla looked at him and nodded. "Yes, we are collecting herbs for our medicine. We use them to heal wounds and sickness." The soldier felt a spark of curiosity. He knew about some plants from Earth, and he wanted to share what he knew. "Maybe I can show you some plants from my world that can help too," he suggested. Lyra's eyes lit up with excitement. "That sounds great. Let's learn from each other." The three of them walked together to a small clearing filled with various plants. The soldier pointed to a tall green plant with small yellow flowers. "This is called dandelion. It can be used to make tea, which is good for digestion," he explained. The girls listened carefully, taking notes in their minds. Kayla nodded, impressed. "We have similar plants here, but we never knew how to use them." They continued to explore the area, discovering different herbs and plants. The soldier felt proud to share his knowledge and help the girls learn. After collecting herbs, they returned to the village. The soldier suggested they prepare a meal together. "I want to cook something special for you," he said with a smile. The girls looked at each other, surprised but intrigued. "Okay, what do you want to make?" Kayla asked, crossing her arms. "I'll make a dish called stew," the soldier explained. "It's made with meat and vegetables, cooked slowly to bring out all the flavors." The girls nodded, eager to see how he would cook. They gathered ingredients from the village: meat, roots, and fresh vegetables. The soldier started a fire in the center of the village and placed a large pot over it. As he worked, the Amazon girls watched closely, fascinated by his methods. While the stew cooked, the soldier asked the girls about their traditional foods. "What do you like to eat?" he inquired. Lyra smiled and replied, "We enjoy fruits, roasted meats, and special breads made from our grains." "Can you show me how to make your bread?" the soldier asked, feeling excited to learn. The girls eagerly agreed, and soon they were all working together, mixing ingredients and kneading the dough. As they prepared the food, the atmosphere buzzed with laughter and conversation. The soldier shared stories about the meals he had on Earth, while the girls described their traditional dishes. They realized that food was a way to connect, and it brought them closer together. After a while, the stew was ready. The soldier ladled it into bowls and served it to the girls. They took their first bites, and their eyes widened with surprise. "This is delicious," Lyra exclaimed, her face lighting up. Kayla nodded in agreement. "You are a good cook." The soldier felt a wave of joy at their praise. "I'm glad you like it. Cooking is an art, just like your dancing," he replied, feeling proud of their exchange. After finishing the meal, they decided to hold a small cultural celebration in the village. The soldier suggested they share their traditions through music and dance. "Let's celebrate our friendship," he said, his eyes sparkling with excitement. The Amazon girls agreed, and soon they began preparing for the evening. They gathered everyone in the village and set up a space for dancing. The soldier took out a simple flute he had brought from Earth, hoping to share some of his culture. As the sun began to set, the village filled with light and laughter. The soldier played a soft tune on his flute, and the girls joined in, clapping their hands and swaying to the rhythm. They danced freely, their movements telling stories of their people. Then it was the soldier's turn to learn. Kayla stepped forward, showing him the traditional Amazon dance. The soldier watched closely, trying to mimic her steps. The girls laughed and cheered him on, their joy infectious. As they danced together, the soldier felt a deep connection with the girls. They were no longer just a soldier and a tribe. They were friends sharing their lives and cultures. Each movement brought them closer, breaking down any remaining barriers between them. After hours of dancing and singing, they gathered around the fire. The soldier looked at the girls, feeling grateful for this special moment. "Thank you for sharing your culture with me," he said sincerely. "I've learned so much." Kayla smiled warmly. "And thank you for showing us your world. We have much to learn from each other," she replied. The soldier felt a sense of pride and happiness in his heart. They were building something beautiful together. As the stars twinkled above, they sat together, sharing stories and laughter late into the night. The soldier realized that this journey had changed him. He had come to Zelara seeking adventure, but he found friendship, acceptance, and a deeper understanding of life. Together, they were creating a bridge between their two worlds. He looked forward to exploring more of their culture and sharing even more of his own. This was just the beginning of a beautiful friendship that would last a lifetime.